Hi, I'm Hemmels. This is my guide to the Voltorb Flip game. Sorry about the poor recording. It's on an iPhone that's placed on my desk while I'm leaning over it. This is my algorithm. It's mostly a game of chance Voltorb Flip, but there is some help you can give yourself when you're playing it. The first thing I would do is get rid of all the zeros, the rows or columns with 0 Voltorbs in, because you know that you're not going to hit one. So this is free information. The key is to get as much information down on the game board as you can while you're playing it without hitting Voltorbs. So the first thing I would do is find the rows and columns that add up to 5. So 4 numbers there and a Voltorb. That adds up to 5. Which means that there can only be 1s and Voltorbs in this line. Because obviously if you take a Voltorb away, it takes away the chance of it being a 1. And if there's 5 tiles and it adds up to 6, for instance, you know there's got to be a 2 in there, and only a 2. There can't be a 3, because obviously with 5 tiles that would have to add up to 7 or more. So the first thing we do is, like I say, mark up the rows and columns where it adds up to 5, put 1s in there. These ones we're never going to touch. There's no point in hitting the tiles because there's no numbers in there, and obviously they're just defined 2s and 3s. So because we know that there's no 2s and 3s in any of these, there's no point touching them. And the next thing I'll do is mark up any that add up to 6, sorry. Yeah, any that add up to 6, I'll put 1s and 2s in there. And obviously there's no point in marking up any that add up to 7 or more with 1s, 2s and 3s, because otherwise that's all you can do. So there's no point marking up the squares. What we've got here at the moment is we've got 4 possible squares where there's a 2 or 3, because there's no numbers in there. So these will be the ones we're aiming to get for first. Interestingly, because of this free we revealed earlier, it adds information to this column we can extract here. Now the method I use is because it adds up to 7, you would then minus any numbers bigger than 2 in that row or column. So 7 minus 3 is 4, and because there's 4 tiles left, we know that these can only be 1s. It's the equivalent of having a 5 in a blank row again, where there's 5 and 5 tiles. Here we've got 4 left over 4 tiles, so they can only be 1s and Voltorbs. So we now know that level 1 is fairly easy. Numbers can only be in here and here. And that's the end of the level.